Good evening, everybody. Welcome to tonight's broadcast of SPM TV. The Creative Executive Officer of SPM Media LLC here, Cjp Billiards. We have Brad Swain tonight. Very exciting guest, an up-and-coming instructor in the industry. And we're just going to cut right to the chase and get right to our broadcast this evening. Brad, how are you doing tonight?
I'm doing well. I'm excited to be here. Grateful to be here.
Right on.
It's good to see you, Brad. So I got a couple of questions for you just to kind of jump this thing off with here. What made you get into instructing, and how did that transition from your instructing from your pool playing?
So really the reason why I got into instructing was my son. I taught a lot of people to play when I was playing pool many years back. Took a break, and then my son ended up asking me to train him. We had a few conversations about, what it's going to take, what kind of dedication do you have, what do you want? And in about 6 months' time, he started making huge progress, and it showed me like I really do have something here. And as far as my own knowledge and talents, and getting back into the pool scene, I saw some changes that I kind of wanted to make and see some ways to help a lot of people that could maybe grow the scene for beginners. And so that's what
at
really
that point,
got me into the game.
You went from there and you started getting your instructing certifications. Why don't you tell me a little bit about your certifications, and then from where you're at now and how you want to see yourself growing and where do you want to be with this?
So I am triple certified, which is means I'm certified with the PBIA, the ACS, and the SPF. And we teach the same systems that you're going to see probably about 95% of the pro players out there using on their own style.
So
that's how we want to teach it.
I want to interject here and just
go ahead.
Kind of ask maybe a transitionary question, because and I'm sorry, ladies and gentlemen, I do have a live studio audience tonight on top of just my normal children. So if you see some people in the background or a kid walk in, I apologize. But Brad, who are some of the instructors in the industry who you are already currently working with, who in essence are backing you, or you're learning from, or that are helping you grow in that field?
So my two biggest influences are Randy Getlicker, the master instructor that certified me, and a good friend of his and student from 30 years back, Steve Jennings, another master instructor. He lives about an hour and 15 away from me, and we've developed a nice little student mentor relationship, and he's been really teaching me the ways. Now, that guy, man, let me tell you, if anybody knows mechanics, procedures, and systems, it's Steve Jennings. He has it figured out, and he knows the stroke and mechanics, and he knows how to help you.
Where are you at right now? You're in Florida, is that right?
I'm in Florida, Jacksonville area. It's a town, a suburb called Orange Park.
Isn't it pretty close to where Predator's at? Aren't they out of Jacksonville?
Yeah, they are about 10 minutes away from my work, actually, their offices.
That's not bad. Do you have any interaction with them?
Not really. I know a lot of the folks that work there, and I knew a lot of the folks that worked there 15, 20 years back. But getting back into it, I only know a few of the guys there. I know some of their long timers too, though, but pool is the biggest small world there is out there.
Oh yeah. So. Oh, of course.
Yeah, that's funny you say that, the biggest small world. We've had quite a few other industry influencers on the show recently, and really talking about how like the growth in the industry, the progress of the industry, how it was like 500 some odd $1 million at the end of 2021, where it's estimated to be 637 million at the end of 2022, et cetera, et cetera. And that kind of falls in line with what these other gentlemen who we've interviewed, Dominic Esposito, the drill instructor, and a couple of the people we've talked to happen to believe about the progress of the industry. There's a big change and a shift in the way things are going right now. I noticed something, and I really like the way, and I'm going to focus in on your camera right here right now while I talk so that everybody can see, but I really like your setup right now in the background, Brad. It looks really good. You have a very nice, it looks like a really nice table back there, but I'm kind of curious, what's that on your left arm on your shirt there? Because it might be hard to see on the stream. So if you could go ahead
it is.
tell us who your
That's my
sponsor
logo for my
is.
sponsor, J Flowers. Yeah.
Go ahead, tell us a little bit about J Flowers.
So, they are a relatively new brand to the U.S. market. They are really pushing an affordable carbon fiber that, they started about $320 and go up from there. It's really the perfect beginner cue, because being carbon fiber, gosh, the hit, you just don't get any better on the hit on them.
Other evening, and it was our previous stream, and we were talking about the white carbon, which is coming into the U.S. here really soon, and it can be found at like certain shows right now. And carbon, we were kind of discussing, like, and I made a comment, and Garrett's like, no, Jake, no. There's some really good wood cues out there, right, Garrett? Some really good wood cues out there that are perfectly balanced. So we had a good little debate the other evening about the cues and weights and balances, but we didn't really touch base on that. What would you say is one of the benefits of the carbon fiber shafts that J Flowers is offering in comparison to the competitors out there?
So the first thing I really want to address about I would say age-old, I guess only 5-6-year-old debate, wood versus carbon fiber, would be that, it's all about preferences. They are both capable of performing very high, but, it's a matter of what works for you. But to address
That's a very
your
true
question
statement.
specifically,
In the industry, Brad, you're going to find that people are going to claim, oh, well, this is the best carbon fiber, this is the best shape, shaft, this is all these things. But at the end of the day, as a pool player, you understand that it's 100% about preference, because although you're playing with an affordable carbon fiber shaft, I play with a Jacoby, but Efren Reyes, one of the greatest pool players of all time, often known as the GOAT, he plays with a non-laminated straight maple shaft with a elk master tip on it, which is by many estimates to be a lower entry level cue, but he rocks that thing hardcore.
I know, that's the thing. So typically with wood, you're gonna have more feel. You can have a little bit of a pop, a little bit of that juicy hit, but unless it's like a low deflection laminated cue, it's gonna be, you're gonna have some sort of deflection. Now that's where carbon fiber comes into play. Is it tends to be on the much more lower deflection side, no matter what brand you use. The one thing that I have found with carbon fiber is that you sacrifice that feel. You still get that hit. You still get, and when I say that hit, I just mean performance. You get the effect. You can still get that juice from a carbon fiber shaft, but what they tend to sacrifice is the hit, the feel. So
I agree.
What I found with J Flowers, Jake asked me, I wanted to come back and answer his question. What
absolutely
stands out with Jay Flowers. I said all that to lead up to this. So with Jay Flowers, the hit is the closest I've found to feeling like wood. It's definitely a difference, but I can tolerate it. Like the first couple of carbon fiber shafts I hit with, it was like, ooh, I'm pocketing balls, I'm getting shape, I'm getting everything, but it was like, I can't. And the dinks and the thuds, I couldn't deal with them. But I was pleasantly surprised that it really reminded me not only of play, but an feel to my low deflection cue that I grew up playing with. And it didn't have any more of a dink than the low deflection wood cues that I was used to.
I'm sorry, did you just say any more of a dink?
Yes.
Yeah,
it's the
like the
acoustics.
dinky hit.
I get it because it's a sound word, you know, and I just wanted to make sure he said any more of a dink, like just to verify. Okay, so with that right now, guys, just ladies and gentlemen, just remember the shafts do make a dink sound. Okay, we are gonna take a quick commercial break here for some of the SPM TV sponsors, and when we come back, we'll get to know Brad Swain a little bit more personally about his life and some of the things he's looking to achieve in the near future. So thank you very much for tuning in to SPM TV this evening, and we're going to cut to our sponsors so you guys know who's taking care of the stream for you right now.
Rodney Morris exclusive educational content new at SPM Media, Discipline and Development. With instructors like Jackie Carroll, learn from top-rated industry professionals. With SPM exclusive content from professionals like Brian Superman Pauly and more. Improve your game now. Go to SneakyPeteMafia.com, Discipline and Development tab, and sign up for the $1 a month exclusive content access now while prices last.
Hey everybody, welcome back to tonight's broadcast of SPM TV. We do have our guest this evening, sponsored by Jay Flowers and somebody else who he's about to discuss. His name is Brad Swain. Brad, thank you for joining us this evening. I really do appreciate you doing this. I know sometimes coming on to a live stream or a podcast or a broadcast or whatever you may call it, for maybe your first time kind of introducing yourself can be a little bit of nerve-wracking. And during our commercial break,
I got this, though.
I know you do, absolutely. And during our commercial break, you had discussed, hey, I don't have the patch yet, but I want to make sure and say this out loud. So I am going to say, by all means, please tell us what you wanted to say during the commercial break about who's sponsoring you right now. You as an instructor, and your Railbird Academy, which if people can't see, on the bottom right-hand screen of Mr. Swain's camera is what he is going to be doing here in the near future.
Yeah, so I just wanted to say I just got picked up by Cjp Billiards. It's Calvin Post. That's a good guy in the industry and a great guy for the industry. He builds a lot of different innovative products. He has a 3D printer. So he does everything from training aids to chalk holders, cue claws, even aiming methods, and he has all sorts of stuff up his sleeve. And he's always trying to help people that wouldn't normally be able to play the game. I love his work for what he's doing for folks that have physical handicaps and disabilities, that he tries to,
the last issue of SPM magazine, we just did a product review. I did on one of his devices that is designed for people that are in wheelchairs or have difficulties or abnormalities where they can't form a proper bridge on the pool table. So what it is it's a sleeve that your thumb fits into, and it creates a natural section where it holds the cue. And there's a couple different variations of that, but he does really, really good work. And I'm excited to be a part of his evolutionary point. Before we get going here, one more thing to the live viewers that are out there. I have a quick thing here, and that is that we're doing this to get exposure and to help the individual people that are in the industry. So please help us get some likes and some shares on these videos and get them going out there, because that's an important part of this, is seeing so that everybody can see the broadcast that we're putting out there.
Well, it's not only that, Garrett. Okay, look, if you guys haven't noticed, we're running the same couple of ads. We're working on implementing a few new ads from a few new sponsors and a few current sponsors just wanting to run new video ads. But if you guys want to support the stream and support people like Mr. Swain, Brad Swain, Railbird Academy, what he does, Jay Flowers, Dominic Esposito, all these people that we have come on the stream, you can support them by also supporting the stream and getting yourself known more to the billiards industry, right? So if you want to advertise with us, just don't hesitate to reach out and contact Garrett or myself, or message the Facebook page, or send an email or whatever. We're more than happy to discuss advertising rates with you guys. If you haven't seen it already, it's actually really inexpensive. Now, let's move into a little bit of Brad and what is kind of, I know you talked earlier in the very beginning, and we kind of jumped really quick, but you mentioned your son was kind of an inspiration, and that's amazing as a parent, as a single father myself, being inspired by your children to do things. For instance, and I'll show, I'm teaching a daughter of mine more art because of how abstract she is.
Awesome.
Like 6 years old, and she did this in 5 minutes with
great.
watercolor. When I asked her what it was like, oh, those are hot air balloons in the background, and this is a flower in the foreground. So she had 3D stuff, right? So me being a media person, I see that, and I encourage, that makes me want to encourage my child to do more like that. So for your child to encourage you to do something, from what I understand, to do more of it, that is absolutely fantastic. Can you tell me just a little bit more about maybe that experience you had? Because remember, your son's now encouraged you to do this, and now he's looking up to you. He's the future of the billiards industry. What was that experience that you had with him that made you go, hold on a second, I really just need to follow my passion and go with this?
Well, it wasn't just a one thing. It was actually several things that kind of pointed me in that direction. Seeing his success and his growth was the number one thing that kind of gave me confidence and kind of made me say to myself, like, not only can I do this, but, I helped him grow not only on the pool table, but around the pool scene, around the pool room. I've taught him a lot about just life in general. Like, there's so much more beyond billiards than just, hanging out and playing a game. There's a lot of strategy, there's a lot of thinking, there's a lot of creating, right? You're creating everything your own way. And I've taught him a lot that he's going to use in the real world here now. And so that's one thing that kind of made me realize the position that I have with my knowledge. Should I go out and make this Railbird Academy, build this dream that I have? I just can't even imagine how many people I could reach, how many people I can push to push themselves to be their best selves.
Right, now I understand that you're releasing a website here pretty soon. Why don't you tell us a little about that?
Why, Garrett? Why, Garrett? I was gonna ask him about that. Why do you gotta steal my heat from the show?
Did you hear that? That's the sound of thunder being stolen.
Oh my lord! I literally, and there you go. Kat's laughing at me. Ha ha ha. She's like, she knows me really well, and she's like, Jake likes to talk about that stuff. Anyway, go ahead, talk about your website, please. Tell them about Railbird Academy and your vision for Railbird Academy. What you like to bring to the billiards industry with and through Railbird Academy.
Right. So my website's going to be a blog and website to basically bring proper instruction to the mainstream. See, as SPF instructors, well, most instructors, they teach what's called in front of the cue ball instruction, right? That's going to be like your hitting center ball. Okay, you're drawing the ball, you're following the ball. It goes to strategies, playing safe, playing offensive, pattern play. That's all taught in front of the cue ball. But we teach what's called behind the cue ball, which is all your mechanics, your systems, your processes.
So I don't mean to interrupt you. When you say mechanics and system and processes, you're talking about your physical mechanics, right? Like the way your body actually moves, right?
Right. The one thing that I like to address first and foremost with all players, no matter what skill level, is I like to get them on the line. I like to put a ribbon out across the table, hang it over the rail, put it on the floor, and tape it down twice, and let them approach the shot and practice their pre-shot routine, approaching the aim line. So that way that folks can get into the habit of doing 90% of their aim process while they're still standing.
Yeah.
Did you by chance, is that red tape on your table aimed at the camera right now, or is that just...
What is that?
On your desk.
Oh. Aha! Oh no, this oh yeah, no, so you don't see the whole desk, but there's a whole pattern here. My son made it.
Oh, I was just saying, because you're talking about aiming a ribbon and you've got this red line pointed right at the camera.
Oh yeah.
And I'm just imagining. I'm just imagining as somebody
here.
I'm imagining as somebody who plays, but not as a professional, right? Like, see, there you got your ribbon right there, right? Like,
yeah. So,
Brad, that's what we did the other morning, like last Monday morning. What
like
you were
this,
showing me.
That is exactly what we did last Monday morning.
Right.
That's my favorite go-to training. I can actually teach a couple of what are called the mother drills. The mother drills are 7 drills that help you focus on the 3 main skills of playing pool, right? And using this line training, I can actually teach off of a couple of them, and it's my own little improvement to the system that already exists.
So for me, working with you since I've known you before you came onto the show tonight, or agreed to come onto the show. Almost hesitantly, might I add, but it's okay. I have never heard you talk about. No, I've never heard you talk about this ribbon thing, and it kind of like, as somebody who's never.
It's the line.
But I get it. I get it. Approach the line, you know, like, and you're like, take the shot. Here's the ribbon. Lay it out, right? Like, so, when.
It's about lining up your stance and lining up your body and lining up your cue and lining up your eyesight and getting it so that it's one congruent line going all the way through your forearm to your eye, to your shoulder, to the tip of your cue, to the having it go through that line. It's the same thing with the bottle drill. Correct me if I'm wrong.
I get it.
Right.
I mean,
I don't like the bottle drill, Garrett, but I do see what you mean by it's the same thing with it, because you have to shoot with a straight line. You have to shoot your stroke with a straight line, really. But I don't like the bottle drill, because the only way that your cue can move, the tip can move, and you still have a perfect stroke, is downward. And as a matter of fact, you have to go downward with the pendulum stroke. You have to drop your elbow in order to actually not let the shaft of your cue touch the rim of the bottle. So therefore, I don't like it, because it teaches people flaws. That's why I like the line. The line will allow you to focus on every single bit of your stroke that you need and not create unforced habits.
See, makes a lot of sense now. So with that being said, we are approaching our standard 30-minute mark for the evening of our stream. And this also allows us to bring you back on in the future, Brad, and we like to kind of announce in advance of who we're having on the show. We're getting into that habit, and we definitely do want to have you back on the show and maybe touch base on some things, especially once your website's up and running and launched and live, and you're ready to show the world what you can bring to the table. Already tonight, just talking to you, because I understand the geometry of billiards, but thinking about putting a ribbon on the table, I've never thought about that before, and so you've kind of blown my mind tonight. So with that, I want to thank you very much. We do got to go to our closing sponsor segment. Again, we do have guest tonight, Brad Swain from Railbird Academy, sponsored by Cjp Billiards and J Flowers. Brad, thank you so very much for joining us this evening. We do look forward to having you on the stream again. Absolutely. And you all,
I look forward to coming on again.
You guys have,
for sure, you're more than welcome to.
Yeah, absolutely. And when I say we do anticipate having you on again, it's more of like, let's plan it. Let's set up like a date in the next 6 weeks and do a progress update. Where are you at? How many people have you helped? What have you touched on, et cetera, et cetera? What's changed? Because right now, with the growth of $100 million in an industry, that's a huge growth in a year. Okay, there's going to be a lot of movement, so things in 6 weeks can change drastically. That's why we talk about bringing people back on the stream. So everybody, thank you for tuning in tonight. If you did watch the live stream, for those of you who are watching right now, I see you. Thank you. Thank you for tuning in to our SPM TV. Very grateful that you guys are watching this. And we will see you on the flip side. What is that? Next Tuesday, we're doing our next stream. Who is it?
Yeah.
Kat, who is it?
Hopefully, I'm hoping Gloria Jean.
Oh, okay. Gloria Jean may be our Tuesday night.
I need to confirm it first.
We will say to be announced, but Gloria Jean is on the table. That is from Ride the Nine Tour.
And Calvin Post is on the table for next week sometime.
That means we can ask Calvin about Brad and his experience. All right. Hey, guys, SPM TV signing off for the evening. Thank you so very much for tuning in.
Everybody.
You guys have a wonderful night, and we'll see you on Tuesday.
All right, sounds good. Have a good evening, Brad. Bye.
Rodney Morris exclusive educational content new at SPM Media, Discipline and Development. With instructors like Jackie Carroll, learn from top-rated industry professionals. With SPM exclusive content from professionals like Brian Superman Pauly and more. Improve your game now. Go to sneakypetmafia.com, Discipline and Development tab, and sign up for the $1 a month exclusive content access now while prices last.